So I think we are live. Hello, everyone, and good evening. Can I have a quick check of my audio and video in the comment section? Can you please let me know if my audio and video is good so that we are good to start? Waiting for your comments. Please let me know if we are good to start. Hello, Ravi. Jitendra, is everything good? Can I start? Good evening. Okay, so I think I am audible and everything is good, is what I assume. So we'll just start in just a minute. Okay, just under a minute. Okay, right. So today, 28th March. So for the medical group, the exam is day after tomorrow. So what I'm just going to do in this very short session is just to guide you as a senior what I would have done tomorrow and then day after tomorrow. Just a quick guidance, just for 15 minutes, a quick guidance. You can share this video to your friends who are preparing for the NEET SS medical group exam as well. So, number one, uh, tomorrow, 29th March, what I would have done if I was in your place. Number one, first advice, what to learn tomorrow. If you have already decided on learning certain things for tomorrow, don't change it. Please stick to it. Stick to your plan. But in case you are confused, sir, what should I learn tomorrow? So many topics are running through my mind. I do not know what to learn tomorrow. What I think you should probably be doing is that the last five grand tests that you gave, the last five grand tests that you gave, the topics that you got wrong, the topics from the areas that you got wrong, please go through those topics because they are the recent GTs. So, where you stumbled on those areas, just have a quick read through them so that you can gain some confidence, right? Number one. Uh, Number two, what I want you to not think, okay, what not to think tomorrow, right? Number one is regarding the outcome of the exam. Now, what might scare you tomorrow is a bit of thought about negative outcomes. You will have lot of what ifs in your mind. What if I don't get a good rank? What if so many questions are asked from areas that I have not gone through? What if I tend to forget things as I write the exam? So many what ifs. Please don't attract too much negativity tomorrow. Okay, so do not think of the outcomes. You please understand, what often gives you fear is not the exam per se, but it is often the outcome. You get scared of the outcome, so do not think of the outcome per se. Number two, I do not want you to think of your imperfections. Please understand humbly that our subject of medicine, the beautiful science, is so vast. None of us will be able to completely master it. You can only go to the exam hall with imperfections. It is not possible to go to the exam hall with a perfect preparation. So do not worry too much about your imperfections as well tomorrow. Next, what to think of. I've just told you what not to think. Let me tell you what to think. I'm just telling you this as a senior. Okay, so that I just want to tell you what I would have done. So, what to think is something I always do before my exams, and I call it the winning assumption. Winning assumption. So, what is winning assumption? I try to give myself confidence. I believe in God, and I just tell myself, see, whatever be the question paper tomorrow, I am sure that for the hard work that I have put in, for the effort that I have put in, I will get a good result. I just keep telling myself the question paper may be tough, moderate, easy, I don't know, but I've put in my best effort, and I hope that I'm going to get the seat of my choice. So I am going to think positive. That's called winning assumption. Okay, I'm going to do well. I'm going to do well. Sometimes the question paper may be very tough. There may be certain questions that I do not know, but still, Whatever I know, I'll try to write to the best of my ability. So I'll have that winning assumption. And another thing that I will suggest to you, what you should be doing tomorrow is that uh, I try to actually, give myself a mental makeup on the day prior to the exam. So what I used to do was, uh, I used to just visualize the exam day. Like for example, tomorrow morning, suppose I had breakfast, and then I would just visualize the next day. Okay, there is the exam center, so I've got to reach there. A bit of travel, so I'll reach there. It should be an unfamiliar environment, right? And then I'll have to sit there, focus with a happy mind. I'll write the exams. I'll just tell myself and visualize the next day. I feel that, okay, I'm going to do good. I'm going to do good. So I'm just going to visualize. I'm just preparing myself mentally for the next day, right? And I also will prepare myself to the very important point I'm going to tell you. See, NEET SS exam is very unpredictable. So tomorrow, as I just learn, as I just walk around, I'll just prepare myself mentally to the unpredictability of the NEET SS paper. Over the years, we have seen that NEET SS papers can be unpredictable, sometimes factual, sometimes scenario based, sometimes more number of images. So there is always an element of unpredictability. So I would just tell myself, I know that NEET SS is unpredictable, but that's okay. I put in my effort. Let me see what comes around, and I'll try to give my best. So I'm just preparing myself. I am just giving myself a mental rehearsal of the exam day tomorrow with a calm mind, right? Okay. Then, don't worry, I'm not going to bore you with too many advices, but I'll just tell you that, key points. I've just noted it down. Tomorrow, please sleep on time. I know that you still have got unfinished portions. That's what I said. You're not going to go there with a perfect frame of mind. So please sleep on time, because you need a good sleep to give the exam, with a proper good mindset. And suppose, you have tried to sleep, you've gone to sleep at around say 11 o'clock. You're not getting sleep by 12:30, still not getting sleep. Now what happens is that, you become a bit anxious. Oh, I'm not getting sleep, a bit of palpitations. You're not getting sleep. So now the thought comes, oh God, I don't know why I'm not sleeping, and I'm now getting a bit nervous. What if I don't get a proper sleep? Will this affect my exam tomorrow? You want to sleep, but you're not getting sleep. This is just because you are having so many thoughts. Make sure the light of the room is off. And even if you don't feel like sleeping, never get up and just walk around. Don't do that. And don't actually think that anyway I'm not getting sleep, let me go and study. Just close your eyes, just pray, and just sleep. After maybe another 30 minutes or so, you will sleep. Okay. Even if you do not sleep much as well because of some sort of anxiety, that's okay. Just close your eyes, give some rest to your eyes. Okay, right. But I hope that like you get good sleep tomorrow. But I'm just telling you, in case somebody is not able to get sleep, don't panic. Don't panic. Okay. So that is what I want you to do tomorrow. Okay, that is what I want you to do tomorrow. Next, what on the exam day? So on the exam day, I'll get up again with a winning assumption, because I'll tell myself, I know it's a big day. I do not know what sort of questions are going to be put in front of me, but I've tried my best in preparing, and I wake up with a winning assumption. Okay, that I'll try to do my best. Right. Second, from what I understand, the exam is morning 9 o'clock to 11:30. Right. Correct me in the comment section if I am wrong. So again, reach the exam hall on time. Okay, please don't be late. You please reach there properly on time. Very very important. So sometimes you might not anticipate any sort of traffic jam or so. So you please understand where exactly the exam center is, and please be on time. Very very important. Okay, so that is what I want you to understand. Any quick doubts you have, you please ask in the comment section. Okay, right. And next thing is how to solve the paper. Just a few suggestions. We'll wind up in the next 5 minutes or so. So how to solve the paper? Number one, many students ask me, sir, how many questions to attempt? So I'll tell you my suggestion. What I used to do was, So it's a 150 question paper. So what I used to do was, I tell myself, see, I am going to the exam hall trying to attend all 150 questions. And why do I give myself such a mindset? Because I know that NEET SS exam is unpredictable. So if the exam is on the easier side, I should try to attend max question, if possible, everything. But again, I'll tell you, I'm going to tell myself, I will try to attend all 150 questions, but I will respect the paper and understand my limitations. What does that mean? It means that I am trying to write everything, but in between, I get some question that I have absolutely no idea about. Just leave it. Okay, suppose I get some question, that maybe from a topic that I have not learned, and you suddenly see that question, oh, I forgot to read this. Just leave it. That's okay. Few questions will not decide your, fate or so. So you will have questions that you can attempt. So please listen to this advice again. I will try to attend all 150 questions, but I will respect the paper. You get a tough question, that's okay, leave it. And I will understand my limitations. Probably, I did not look at this topic, question came, that's what you should understand. So those questions you can, leave it. But the general mindset is a positive mindset, trying to attend as many questions. Okay. Now, the next thing is, as you attend the paper, okay, as you attend the paper, always remember it is one question at a time, which means if you are attending question number 8, only that question should be in your mind. Maybe question number 6 or 7 was from a topic that you are not solid at and you have a doubt, but you're not able to answer. You have now gone to question number 8. Do not have question number 6 in your head right now. That is done. So at a time, only focus on that question that you see on screen. One question at a time. And that should be the presence of mind that you should be having. If you think of the previous question, it is likely that you might misread the present question, or you might not see all except, or some framing of the question, you might interpret it wrongly. So it's always one question at a time. Now, in a question paper of 150 questions, the first 15 questions is an adequate sample size to understand the overall, pattern of paper. You will get an idea, because always remember, as I said, NEET SS is unpredictable, right? So the first question, 10, 15 questions will tell you, okay, this is, a mix of clinical and factual, or maybe more towards clinical or more factuals. Uh, you get an overall idea. And suppose, you must expect everything. Suppose, it is a very tough paper. First 15 questions, hell of a lot from areas which are like usually not explored. Remember, if the paper is tough, it's tough for everyone. Let that not derail you. Because even if there are tough questions, obviously there will be questions that are easy. But sometimes what happens is that seeing a cluster of tough questions might derail your rhythm. Then you suddenly get scared, especially, suppose you're writing question number 5, 7, 8, 9. These 4 questions you have absolutely no idea about. Now, then when you get such a cluster, then you tend to panic. Oh my God, I don't know these questions. Now, when you panic, what happens is, even a scenario-based question on sarcoidosis, which is a relatively simple topic, you might not be able to understand seeing the scenario, which you would have written any day. But just because you're too anxious, you are not able to get it right. So let that not derail you. If it is tough for everyone. Okay. And the next thing I want to tell you is about the time slots. And I've always told that, these time slots are actually good only. And what you should be doing is that you try to answer questions then and there itself. I don't want you to, look at the question and then you are almost sure of the answer, but you want to confirm it again. Please don't do that. If you are reasonably confident of the answer, and if you feel that, yes, I am going to write this answer, better you write it then and there. Otherwise, you should have a genuine doubt that is confusing you. Only then, you can come again and write. But otherwise, it is better that you take the decision then and there, because 50 questions in 50 minutes, I think ideally you should try to target in your mind. It should be 50 questions in 40 minutes, because sometimes you will have certain questions that you want to revisit. And if you want a space for that in your mind, the clock is, just as you say, required run rate in cricket. So 50 questions in 40 minutes is what that should be there in your mind. Okay. So another thing that I want to tell you is, when you write a paper of 150 questions, I want you to attend the first question to the last question with the same energy level. Sometimes what happens is that you start off well and you reach around question number 70 or 80, then the focus tends to go. So give a promise to yourself, just as you begin the paper, I will attend question number 1 to question number 150 with the same energy level and focus, because all the questions carry the same mark and you don't want to make careless mistakes. Okay. Right. And regarding guessing, should you guess or not? I'll just tell you what my suggestion is. See, if I am able to narrow down to two options, what I would have done is I would have gone for a guess. If I'm confidently able to narrow down to two options, because just imagine I'm guessing, out of the total paper, I'm guessing around 10 questions. I'm just guessing. Usually we guess more than that. But even if I get only three correct and seven are wrong, still it is an advantage for me. So for those three questions, I get 12 marks. Okay, and those seven negatives, if you subtract, you will still get additional 5 marks only. So I would have gone for that. That is what I feel, provided I am confidently able to rule out. Okay. Now, always remember, this is a competitive exam and there will be questions that you have absolutely no clue about. And just don't panic seeing it. As I said, if the paper is tough, it is tough for everyone. But even if you get a small cluster of questions, like as I said, about 5, 7, 8, 9, where you do not know, that should not derail your exam style. So these are some quick suggestions that I want to give you. Now in the next 5 minutes, I'll take your queries. These are my suggestions. Okay. Right. And Jitendra is asking, what is best 1 to 2 hour before the exam? Well, 1 to 2 hour before the exam, I would just go through the topics that I feel. I'll tell you what I did. I was not so good in remembering factuals. So the gene mutations. Okay, PLA2R mutation is associated with which glomerular disorder. So I was not that good with factuals. So I used to go through these factuals, especially as I was nearing the exam. That is what I would have done. Okay. And Jitendra is also asking, should we revise or relax? I think you meant the time just before the exam. You should not put too much pressure on yourself. You can just go through the factuals. That's it, just a rough look. Okay. How much time should be given to answer a tough MCQ? More than 1 minute. So just one suggestion I'll tell you. When I see a long question, long stem question, what is a basic rule? If the length of the question is, more than 4 lines, okay, it's better to read the last line first. Okay. And you asked how much time should be given to a tough MCQ. I'll tell you one thing. See, sometimes one mistake that can happen is, as you write a paper, and suppose there is a very simple question, very simple dolly question on the most specific antibody for SLE. So the answer is anti-Smith antibody. Okay. Now, if for that question, what happens is, you see that question, you should answer it then and there. Sometimes what happens is, just because you're too nervous, okay, more specific antibody, okay, Smith is there, okay, dsDNA, ANA, you're looking at the option. So it is Smith, but then again, you want to reconfirm. So eventually what happens is that for even that simple question, just because you're confirming that question multiple times, you end up taking almost a minute. In fact, for such a dolly question, you should answer that within 5 to 10 seconds so that you can save the time for another question. Okay, right. Raman is asking, should we revise biostatistics tomorrow? To be very honest, I was during my preparation as well. That was one of topics, that I was not very confident. I was okay, but not very confident. So those areas I used to just go through it. Okay. If one or two systems are not read properly, whether it will affect is what Dr. Radha is asking. So I'll tell you, see, as I said, for every candidate giving the exam, you will have your own areas of imperfections. And even if some questions are asked from that, there will obviously be questions on the other side from systems that you have learned. Okay, so do not worry regarding that. Okay, so keep a cool mind. Okay, keep a cool mind. It's about convincing yourself that you are relaxed, even if there is a volcano inside. just convince yourself that you are too relaxed. I used to do this. I used to tell, I was nervous, but I used to tell myself, don't worry, I'll try my best. I'll try my best. That's what I used to tell myself. Okay. So let me see if any other queries are coming. Quick queries. In the next 2 minutes, we are going to stop the session. Any quick queries? Just let me know. Any quick queries? Any quick queries? Okay. And I hope that on behalf of Team DocTutorials, we have tried to give you uh, the best possible content, and whether it be in the form of lectures, the LI test and discussions, and the Harrison mini test. And we have tried to give you, and we have tried to be active in the WhatsApp groups, trying to answer most of your queries. But again, it may not be possible to answer everything because, as you know, we are all practicing. So obviously, to find time is tough. A lot of students have messaged me personally as well. I've tried to reply to most of them, but again, definitely, since I get a lot of messages, not from SS aspirants, from PG and FMG also, I'm likely to, have missed some messages. Apologies for that, but again, that is just because, I've not seen those. But again, lots of love to all of you. I'll sincerely pray for each one of you for the effort. I pray that for the effort that you have put in, you get the desired results. Best wishes for each one of you to write the exam tomorrow. And Venkat asking about controversial questions we should answer or not. It's just about the gut feel. You try to eliminate, and then it's just about trusting in yourself. And usually, I'll tell you something. If you look at the NEET SS papers, hardly any controversial questions. For example, guideline based. They're not going to test whether same topic from ASLD and EASL guidelines. Very few controversial questions we usually see. Okay, so thank you everyone on behalf of entire DocTutorials family. All of us, we will be praying for you, we'll be rooting for you, and we wish that you get the desired results, and all the best. God bless each one of you. God bless each one of you. And thank you so much for your company as well, because having these many students with us, it actually helps us also to stay updated with all the academic content. And I hope that we have been able to do justice to the best of our potential, for the trust that you had in us. And we have tried to give you, I think, or at least I believe that we have tried to give you a bit more than what you expected. Even when the exam got postponed, we actually came up with the Harrison mini test. So whatever best possible we could do with the time limitations that we had, it was wonderful being with each one of you, and we would definitely love to hear you after your results as well. Please do reach out to us after the results have been announced. Thank you so much, Omkar, Dipul, Jitender, Gautam. Jitender, all the best. I know you since long. Dipul also. So Lakshmi Priya, all the best. Arun, Mekha, Nikhil, Aman, Alauddin. So all the best to each one of you. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much for all the love that you also have for us. Thank you so much. Bye bye. God bless. Rock the exam. Rock the exam. All the best. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Ramanujan. Thank you, Asan. Thank you.